Okay. Well, I think so. Growing up in Stratford, we're both from Stratford, BC, and I.
Okay.
Stratford's small enough where you kind of know everybody, or at least you might not know them, but you know of them.
Yeah.
So I knew of BC for years. I knew he was sort of into music and dabbling, and we had a mutual friend I guess it was DAB.
Yeah.
DAB was recording with him, and I was mutual friends with them. So we connected, got in the studio, and he's recorded my very first project all the way up to my most recent one. So
Oh, wow.
we've been rocking together for, probably about 12 years, I would say.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, continue.
I was saying, yeah, that'd be our story. Cause yeah, like we were working with these buddies from back home, and then he'd come through cause he was featured on it, and he was doing a couple verses on a couple records. And then in that fall, he was planning to work on his own project. So he's like, well, do you want to record it for me? So I was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. And we kind of just hit it off from there. And the last 12 years have been a bit of a whirlwind.
There's the story there. Was there a moment in time when you're like, maybe I should put more energy into this person? Because you said it's a small community. There are obviously other people that you could have essentially continued to grow with. Why? What was that switch?
Yeah, why, Brian?
Yeah. Well, because he was such a dope rapper. I was like, man, this guy can actually like be something big. No, but like we always just had like a good relationship. Like we wanted to do like grandeur things.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be an engineer and producer. So we figured we could get closer to our goals working together than individually. But we always shared the same mindset about music, just even life in general. And I think like our music relationship just kind of grew our personal relationships. We always just spent time together. So it just became natural. And whatever he wanted to do, I was down with, and vice versa. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but that's just what it was.
I think something that kind of added to the whole synergy was that our trajectories were kind of in line. It's not like he had been tracking superstar levels and he had to come down to my level. And it's not like I was working with world-class, it wasn't like I was working with world-class engineers and now I had to go to a guy who was just starting his own home studio. It was like we were both here and we both grew together, which I think was a big part of it.
That's critical. A lot of people try and overshoot and be like, oh, I need to just hit the celebrity because that's going to be my one hit break. Yeah. Continue to waste your time. It's okay. Do whatever you guys want to do. Ashton, how about you? How'd you get into this picture? What's your first musical memory of this group?
Oh man, I think I annoyed BC one time I met him. That was my first major thing. But I met the guys years ago, and starting out as a producer, I wanted people to get on my beats. I'm like, hey, get on my beats. And obviously I met Nucky, and he was just crazy. I was like, wow, like what an honor. And so he went on them, and at the time, my beats were dusty, but he still took a chance on them and went on them. And BC obviously with his skills, engineering, first and foremost, I'm a producer. That's my foundation.
Yeah.
And I just watched him and just annoyed him in the studio a lot. Just like, hey, asking him questions like, hey man, like how do you do that? Like, how do I make this sound bigger? How do I make this hit harder? Like, teach me. And he put up with it. But that's my first real memory, just in the studio with them. At the very beginning, right? And just building, and it's blossomed into this.